Hello, all. Welcome back to Actual Play. Today we are playing for the first time ever Jiangshi in the Banquet Hall. This has, I think, never been streamed. Certainly never been streamed here. So I'm very excited that we're playing a brand new game, and we got a lot of wonderful people. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he/him pronouns. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Sean Nittner. And I'm going this game. Reading the character sheets, it felt mysteriously close to my life in many, many ways. There were many affinities. So I'm very excited about playing a restaurant owner and a family business and just dealing with all those things. Oh, and vampires, sure, that too. But yeah, I'm really excited to play this out. How about you, Morgan?
Yeah, hi, I'm Morgan. I'm Morgan Nuncio. My pronouns are both they, them, and she, her. I've been following Banana's writings about this and seeing this and seeing super excited, and I'm excited to be here. So yeah, I'm excited to play. Shin?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Senfeng Lim. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the co-designer of this game with Banana. And so I actually have never played this because when we were going to play this at Breakout Con in Toronto in March, I got deathly sick, and so I could not make it to the convention. So that was bad, but this is good, and maybe even better because we're here live, and that's wonderful. So, Kristen, how about you?
Hi, I'm Kristen Devine. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Kristen is no Jedi. I'm also very excited to play this game. My family doesn't own a restaurant, but we do a lot of cooking to bring family close, a lot of traditions there. And I had forgotten that we also get to play with the vampires until Sean said it, and now I'm even more excited. How about you, Banana?
Thanks, Kristen. So my name is Banana Chan, and I co-designed this game with Senfun, and I use she, her, they, them pronouns, and I'm very excited to share this with all of you. This has been my pet project for quite some time with Sen, so very excited.
Then you want to tell us a little more about the game and
yes,
what we're going to be doing?
Jiangshi in the Banquet Hall is a game about a Chinese family running a restaurant in the 1920s. In the daytime, they are faced with trying to manage the restaurant, trying to get orders, trying to, make sure everything that should be going right will go right, hopefully. Meanwhile, there's like racism and oppression from like the remnants of Tongs, the Chinese gangs that are still, in the area, and the police that are also patrolling the space. At nighttime is a whole different another story because Jiangshi, Chinese hopping vampires, are just trying to attack everyone. So that's basically the whole game. In the long version of this game, it plays throughout 5 days. But because this is a one-shot that we're playing today, we're going to play over a course of 3 days. So should we get into the scenario first? We can go through content warnings.
Yeah, let's do all that stuff.
So the scenario that we're playing today is, it's called Always Carry Vinegar. And it deals with poverty, action movie violence, punching, shooting, racism, abuse of power from police and other authoritarian figures, and bugs. So those are all the content warnings that we have for this game. Despite all of this, it is sort of like a silly, lighthearted game with bits of dark comedy in it. Think like Bob's Burgers meets vampires. So that's basically what this game is. We're going to be using an X card. So if anyone ever feels like we need to rewind, or if we need to take a break, pause, we'll just write in the chat box X, or we'll click on the X card, I believe.
Yeah, you can.
We'll draw on the X card.
If you just click and hold down, it'll make a little circle.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah. Or you can say, let's X that, or we can also just be like, I don't want that. Like, I feel like, X card is a fantastic tool, but it's not our only one. We all love and care about each other. So we can just say, hey, let's not do that. I don't like it.
Yeah. And I'm thinking to add incentive to using the X card, I will give dice to people who do use it. So it'll go into your individual pool of dice. I'll explain what that means in a bit. Going back to the setting, I'm just going to read off of what the scenario is. It's 1923 in New York's Chinatown in San Francisco. A majority of the population here is Chinese people from the Guangdong province who have immigrated here in search for a better life. Though your family has been here for decades, and the first generation was lucky enough to escape the Taiping Rebellion, you still face hardships being here. Your family business was lucky. It somehow survived the earthquake, the fire, even the plague. But you occasionally get visits from the remnants of the Tongs and the police force, but you consider yourselves fortunate. While living in America has made you feel conflicted about your own identity, you cling onto your own culture and traditions, lest the next generation forgets. So I want you all sort of to like imagine the opening scene of Bob's Burgers, where it's like everything keeps changing. Like, I don't know if you've seen the intro, but it's like, there's the pest control people and like all this other stuff. Like all these bad things keep happening to this restaurant, but it's still there for some strange reason. And that's the restaurant that you're running.
Does the restaurant have a name?
We are going to create a name for this restaurant.
Awesome.
Once we go through characters. So let's go through all the different characters now. So we have a mother, a father, a grandmother, and a child. So would the mother, who is Wang Yi, her English name is Julia. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. What would you like me to share about Julia?
Let's talk about, her hopes and dreams. Which generation is she? How old is she? All that good stuff.
So she is third generation. She is 41. And her biggest dream is for Wang Xi to have a better life than she does. And of course, to become a doctor.
Nice. So Wang Xi is the child in this scenario. Next up, let's have Wang Hing introduce himself.
Awesome. I'll be playing Wang Hing. His English name is Howard. He is also a third generation, and he's 41, just a year older than his spouse. And I think we have very different desires for Wang Xi. Hing really wants Wang Xi to take over the business, which means, why spending all this time in school studying if what you're really going to do is just take over the business. Yeah, and I like that one of Hing's skills is cooking. I can reroll when in a scene requiring culinary know-how. That sounds like fun to me. So yeah.
Very cool. And let's go to Wang Xi.
Hi, my name is Wang Xi, but you can call me Sam. I actually prefer to be called Sam. My goal at the lofty age of 17 is to neither become a doctor nor run my family business, this rundown restaurant that I am tied to by familial chains. I want to become an English fiction writer, so much so that I always carry around a paper and pencil with me, or a pen. And I have skills in poetry, in acting, and I am most likely to be the family member that can deal with American culture and people who are not necessarily Chinese, but are not necessarily white either. Those are my areas of skill. I've tried to assimilate into the culture as much as possible.
Cool. And finally, Grandma, Wang Lam.
All right, I'm playing Wang Lam, the grandma. Her English name is Mary. She's second generation, and she's 63 years old. Her hopes and dreams are to see the motherland again just once and to spit on it. She is skilled. She is a gambler. She knows about the mythology and traditional culture. She's a poet. And she's a woo, which means said it was more like a folk healer, is that right? Or a cultural
She's like a Chinese shaman.
Chinese shaman.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. So that is everyone. I am going to. So before we get into like the restaurant itself, I'm going to explain to you how this game works. So it's going to be played throughout 3 days. So you're going to be rolling from a pool of dice. That's your family pool of dice. And on day 1, you'll have 6 dice to roll from, and then you're just going to take the highest number, and that's like the outcome of what happens in the scene. On the second day, 2 dice will be taken away, so you'll have 4 dice to roll from, and then on the third day, you'll have 2 dice to roll from. So as each day progresses, things get a little more difficult, and you're a little more stressed out, and things happen. So when you fail a roll, or when a roll is 3 or less, I will be giving you dice. That's one instance where I'll be giving you dice. Another instance will be when you go for your hope or dream. So if something happens where your hopes and dreams are like sort of triggered, then I'll give you a dice. I'll give you a die. When you roll your die from your individual pool, you'll return it back to me, so you'll be spending it. So it's one use only. The only exception to this rule is if you have the poet facet. So if you have the poet facet, you can borrow a die from someone else's pool and roll their die, but it won't be spent. It'll just go back to them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So let's go into the. I don't know if it worked in roll 20.
No, it worked great.
Oh, yes, it worked. Okay, cool. So here is, on your left-hand side, you'll see a circle with like the black and white segments. It will say morning, afternoon, evening, and dead of night. So this game, each day is split up into those 4 segments. So in the morning, you have to go through your restaurant checklist. So you'll see on the right, it says restaurant sheet. There we're going to fill out all the information about it. But how it works is you have 5 hours in the morning to complete all these tasks. And if you complete them, then great. Everything's awesome. If you don't complete any one of those tasks, then you'll have to check off 1 decay. And an additional task will be added to that checklist. On top of that, something gross or bad is happening to the restaurant. So that's basically what that means. When you move into the afternoon segment, that's when service starts. So that's when, the customers come in, you have to deal with their orders. You have to keep cool under stress. In the evening is when the Jiangshi come out and play. So you have to deal with service and these hopping vampires and make sure that none of your customers, get attacked by vampires. During the dead of night, all the customers go home, and that is when you have to battle it out with the Jiangshi. Not actually, just, if they try to attack you, you have to defend yourself and make sure that the restaurant stays intact. Once they go away, it starts over again, and you are back to the morning phase. So that's day 2. So like I said before, because this is a one-shot, we're going to go through 3 days instead of 5. So you'll see in the daytime checklist, just ignore 4 and 5. We're just going to have 1, 2, 3. So that's basically how the game works. Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Cool. Someone asked a question, do you ever serve the Jiangshi? You can. I wouldn't suggest it, but it makes for a better story. So if anyone wants to do that.
So maybe you would suggest it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you just said I wouldn't suggest it, but I do suggest it.
Oh, totally. Awesome. So now that we are in the restaurant sheet area, let's go through the restaurant. So let's name it. What is this restaurant called?
Was Grandma the original owner of the restaurant, you think?
I think that could make sense. I mean, grandma is second generation, so she's been here for long enough that I could see that. Is grandma still the owner of the restaurant? Technically, like either on the books or also in practice?
She could probably be like on the books and helps with prep, but like helps like in the mornings, but doesn't really do anything past that.
Yeah.
But is it still like under Mary's or Wong Lam's name?
Probably.
Cool. Yeah, I like it.
What should we call it?
Yeah. Are there any naming conventions that we should either consider or avoid?
I would say we could call it something like Wong Lam's restaurant, like anything that's like that. Or I think, naming it after Wong Lam that works.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Or just Wong, just leaving it in the family name.
Yep. So some common things that you'll see are like golden and fortune and all those things, and garden. So the reason why garden is used a lot is because garden's characters and how you say it would be very it's a homonym for wealth and fortune and things like that. So a lot of things in Chinese are humorous homonyms that you only get if you actually understand the language. And then once you translate it into English, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, why is this jade garden? You probably have a jade garden in the city that you're living in right now.
Definitely gone to a jade garden.
Yeah, there's a total reason for that.
Should we call it Wong Lam's? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah.
Should we call it Wong Lam's Jade Garden?
We totally should.
I love it. Yeah.
That seems really wordy, but if
well, I think it would probably get shortened to like either Lamb's or Wong's or
Wong's
maybe
Garden.
Jade Garden, but like Wong's Garden. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that there's like the name that's over the name that fills up the whole width of the banner over the restaurant, and then there's just what everybody calls it.
Everyone calls it. Yep.
Does Wong Lam want to add anything else to his name? Because it is your restaurant.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know if she'd name it after herself. That's the thing. I don't think she has that much like narcissism. It's like, oh, this is like maybe she'll name it after the family. Like maybe it's like Wong's just because it's the family thing, but after her specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I
cool.
agree.
So maybe Wong's Garden or Wong's Jade Garden or something.
Cool. Wong's Jade Garden. Let's do that. If I can. Am I doing this right?
I'll put it on there.
There we go. I got it.
Oh, you got it. Never mind.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
working.
Nice.
Awesome.
And you can see it on Switch too.
All right.
Okay, so
What does it serve?
what do we serve?
Do you want to explain this, Sen?
Yeah, so in Chinese restaurants, there really isn't a secret menu. Really, there's not. It's just that over the course of time, Chinese restaurateurs have become very, very good at adapting local flora and fauna to the palate of the people who they're serving, which is mostly Western people. But a lot of people who are cooks still, like Wong Hing, will still love to cook traditionally and still want to serve traditional foods, especially when guests come in that are from the homeland. And so the usual split between the menus is because of that. The food that we serve traditionally may not either be available because of where we are, which is why you'd see in like places like Calgary, which is in Western Canada, why beef is heavily used there. Beef isn't a thing that we traditionally use in a lot of Chinese food because that would be, basically using the beasts of burden, which is, they're more useful as beasts of burden than they are as food. But in Calgary, there's so much beef that's, why, crispy beef is a thing out there. So anyway, we're in San Francisco, correct? Or New York?
New York.
Where are we?
We're in San Francisco.
Oh, we are in, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we might be specializing in seafood because we're on the bay.
Mm-hmm.
There's the fish market has been there for forever. So that's one thing. Dim sum is sort of that brunchy style of things, where everything's served in literally little packages. So harkao and shumai and stuff like that might be something we'd serve then. Oh, you've already typed things like chop suey. Chop suey is kind of it is the quintessential Americanization of Chinese food, where it's cooked in a Chinese style with some Chinese ingredients, but the vast majority of it is something that people from China, if they saw it, they would not know that as Chinese food.
Mm.
Right. So it's just an interesting spread of how it works. So what do you guys think? Are we very super traditional? Are we catering more to the American audience? Is that how we've survived? Is that why we're allowed to still have a restaurant even after the earthquake and the fire and the plague and all that kind of stuff?
I feel like catering to a really American audience like creates some inherent like friction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that there's built-in obvious friction between Hing and Lee and C as like our parents. But I feel like if we we'd like change the menu to be chop suey and it was very Americanized, and then that could also create like additional friction with lamb as well. Like if we like that each generation is sort of trying to doing something that's kind of upsetting the other the previous one. So I could see some fun there where it's not stratified, where there's tension, that it would be sort of ubiquitous. So yeah, that would be one argument for having a very it was done out of necessity, but I could see it creating some fun tension.
Nice. What does everyone think? Oh, sorry.
I think that I think Sam would like that. Speaking of Sam, because that would keep me, or well, they, them, keep them more interested in the restaurant itself, because it would allow Sam to be part of American culture. And so I think that might be a good decision. And it might have started out one way and then transitioned towards more Americanized food as more American people came into the restaurant. But that also may be, like Sean said, a point of friction for my character, particularly because then Sam would be more exposed to American culture. So it's interesting. I like it.
Very cool. Is everyone okay with that?
I think Wom Lam is going to be very upset and still will, like, on occasion make special dishes. Like, she'll actually break into the kitchen and like cook.
That is actually awesome. That is
totally nice. But other than that, she'll let them have that because she's not in touch with American culture too much. So she's like, whatever works. But on those, sometimes she'll get a hair up, she'll get a hair going, and she's like, I'm gonna make the seafood like rice of my dreams, like or like my homeland or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
nice. Unless Wong Lam is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, awesome. So that's the restaurant. I think we are ready to begin. So just to go over like the skills and everything, once again, let's go back to our character sheets. I'm gonna move this back here. So you'll see that there are different, there's like different stuff that you're carrying. There's also like skills and facets that you have. So your skills are things that you have learned. And you also have like languages that you know. If you see like one bubble filled out, that means that you're not very good at it, but you kind of understand. If you see two bubbles filled out, then that means that you're conversational. You kind of know, like, you know, what's going on. 3, that means that you're like an expert sort of at this language, whether it's listening, speaking, reading, or writing. And if you have 4, then that's like, you study this, you are like a professor at this language, or, you know, you're very, very good at this. So that's how the languages work. And you can attempt to learn them over time, and I'll get to that in a moment. For skills, you'll see that there's like cooking, negotiate, psychic, gambling, traditional culture, all these different skills. So basically what that means is if you're in a scene and you're, doing one of these things or you have one of these skills, then you can re-roll the dice from the family pool. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Finally, the facets. These are a little trickier. So facets are things that are inherent to your character. So these are what you are. And say, for example, you have the detective facet. If you roll the detective, if you roll some dice and the highest dice roll that you get isn't what you want, you can roll it. You can actually like physically move the dice up 1 pip to get the amount that you actually want. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. As for the Sifu, you can attempt to teach a skill. So you can roll all the dice to see if you succeed in teaching that skill. So if you want to, like, say, teach Sam in a language or like a skill that you already have, then you can, try to attempt to do that. For facets like the entrepreneur, you can consult the dice twice and use the best result in scenarios that are business related. For actors, you can attempt to emulate a facet. So you can roll all the dice to see if you succeed in copying someone else's facet. Let's see. We also have the poet, which allows you to borrow a die from someone else's individual pool. And we also have the woo. So the woo does not need to try to roll dice or anything to speak with spirits. Spirits just automatically come to you when you call them. And I think that's all the facets that we have out here. You'll also see that you have heirlooms and just regular items. These regular items you can use at any time, heirlooms as well. The heirlooms, if you actually do use them, you will sort of be giving up a bit of yourself because, if you're like, actually using it and giving it away, then that's something that that will be taken away from your family dice roll. So it may affect it. I won't say how, but it may impact your dice roll. And that's it so far. Are we ready to start the game?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
All right. Let's go back to the restaurant sheet. So you'll see on the upper upper left-hand corner, there are four different segments. So we're going to be starting in the morning, and right now we all have 6 dice to roll from the family dice pool. So let me just get this ready real quick. So again, the setting is in 1923 in, I wrote down New York's Chinatown. It's actually San Francisco's Chinatown. Sorry about that. And your restaurant is somehow still in business. Everything is still there. Some questions for you. Is there like a competing restaurant nearby?
Oh, I think there has to be.
Yeah. There does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They probably serve Americanized Chinese food as well to stay in business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like there's probably like a special of the week sort of thing where like sort of in the same way that Starbucks and like Taco Bell are like always constantly reinventing themselves and always trying to like figure out some like new gimmick that we have to stay kind of gimmicky to try and grab attention. So we're always like making new dishes that are like often just the exact same dish, just like served a little different way or like a different garnish or something like that. But we like, we just take something and like add a different element, but we call it something. The big thing is in like the marketing, like, oh, have you had this? And you're always trying to see what sticks, right? Sometimes something's really popular and people love it and it gets added to your menu forever. And other times it's a special and it's a dud and nobody likes it. But I totally can see like this constant like trying to hawk your wares sort of feeling of like having to
Cool.
one up the other.
So what's their name? What's the competing restaurant's name?
Hmm.
I've seen Azada Zillion Silver Dragons. I don't know if that's okay.
That's legit.
Silver Dragon.
Yeah.
Silver Dragon because they're not gold.
Right.
Oh.
All right, cool. So it's a Silver Dragon. They also serve chop suey. What's the dish that's most popular right now for maybe both restaurants? Maybe they copied you. Maybe you copied them.
And it's hard to tell after a while, right?
Yeah. So what would be really interesting is if like the most popular dish is like one of grandma's specials. One of the things that grandma, when she comes out of her out to cook, the number of customers that come just increases greatly because they know they're going to get something really special and really good, and she only does it on rare occasion. So oftentimes there's things at restaurants that you have to order days in advance, and this might be one of those things. So maybe our very special deal or our very special meal is one of grandma's specialities.
Ooh, okay. Uh, Grandma's special. Should we just call it Grandma's special?
I think that's what we should call it.
that.
Yeah. I think we
She
call it
doesn't
Grandma's.
approve of it, but that's what everyone else calls it.
Yeah.
Like, call it by its proper name. They're like, no, it's just Grandma's special.
Right.
Very cool.
I like it, and I assume, I mean, because it's Grandma's special, it is a more traditional meal.
Yes, I would say so.
Like, it feels like there's a little like weird juxtaposition there where we adopted this very American style of food to stay in business, but there's still like there's still like a draw towards.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'm excited about it.
Very
Like,
cool.
maybe we should go back to just serving that all the time. Like maybe that's I could see that being an interesting bit of tension there.
Awesome. So let's go around and talk about what your characters are afraid of. Let's start with Wang Yi.
Is that on my character sheet?
No, you're going to tell me what you think your character is afraid of.
Oh, okay. And it can be any fear.
It could be any fear.
I think I'm going to make it in kind of in relation to my hopes and dreams. And I think it's going to be the loss of tradition.
Cool.
So even though I want more for my child, like I want them to become a doctor, I don't want them to take over the family business. I don't want the loss of tradition, of our family tradition.
Okay,
so maybe
cool.
I'm afraid of how Americanized they have become.
Nice. Okay. And Wang Hing.
Is it okay if they're not like really big fears? Like it's
Yeah.
a big fear for the person, but it's not like important. So Wang Hing has just developed a mole on the side of his cheek, and he's really embarrassed by it. And he's always like talking like this, like he's always like talking out the side of his mouth because he's really embarrassed by this mole, and he's really hoping that people don't notice it. So he's very afraid. So far, no one has actually said anything. Probably people have seen it, but so far no one's actually said anything about it. But he's really afraid that it's just sort of unsightly.
Oh no, sorry.
It happens.
Wang Si, what are you scared of?
I'm actually scared of the wrath of my parents for breaking from tradition and culture. That I'm basically scared of disappointing them because they've given me this life that I have in this amazing country, but they're also holding me down and holding me back. So I'm afraid of what's going to happen when I tell them that I don't want to do whatever it is they want. And I mean, I have have some knowledge. I think that they want me to keep on running the business or go to school, but I don't want to do any of that. And I see grandma, writing poetry, and that's what I want to do. But I haven't told her yet either. So I'm just really afraid of telling them about my desires.
Because like our desires, we've probably told you since
the day
right? Like I don't think there's any secret about our desires for you, right? Like those are
probably not.
Awesome. And Wong Lam, what are you scared of?
I think she's scared of losing the restaurant because it's the one thing that the family has. Honestly, it's what got them through everything that's happened. It's what pretty much held them here after they immigrated here. So I think it's just that this one cornerstone of they have a little foothold in America, and then she's trying to just hold on to it.
Very cool. All right, awesome. So as we get into this game starts off with, this town, Chinatown. It starts off with, a lot of businesses that are just starting to rebuild because of all the stuff that's happened, the earthquake, the fire, plague, it's been through a lot. And the Tongs, the Chinese gangs, they are just starting to fall apart, but some of them are still, they're still there. They're still holding on to, going by and asking for, protection money sometimes. And of course, the police, they still come by for protection money as well. So it's an expensive business running this thing. And as this is all happening, there is overnight, a fake sort of like Chinese quote unquote gate has been built in the center of town by the government as an attempt to make it look nicer and more exciting for people to visit, so that it's attracting more tourists, it's attracting more like people, and making people like less scared of coming to this area because they're rebuilding. Everything's like, starting from scratch. Some of the residents are a little bit upset about this, by the way, because it does disrupt the feng shui of the area, and also it's sort of hideous. So it is the morning, and you all have this checklist that you have to go through. Keep in mind that you have 5 hours to do all of this. So ignore the parts that say additional task. Just focus on the ones that are up there above that.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have to sort of delegate tasks, between the 4 of you to get everything done. So let's start with Wang Yi. What are you going to tell people to do, or what are you going to do?
So I think a lot of the like cleaning the floors and the bathrooms will probably go to C, because that feels like the more like, manual labor. So someone younger would probably handle that. And then
Thanks a lot, Grandma.
No, that's Mom.
That's Mom.
I was gonna say, ooh, you got fancy right there, man.
Whoa, it just like blocked it all out. Nice.
Blocked out that stuff out. I don't think King has any problems doing any of those things either. I think he sort of zones out doing that stuff, and so anyway, just saying, I'm happy to do the manual labor. Hing is happy to do the manual labor things. Not to say that you should not assign our child to do them, but
right, and maybe and maybe it's supposed to belong to them, but if they don't do it, then you kind of just step in and do it anyway.
I think right. I can imagine that happening a lot.
Yeah. And then I think the one thing he doesn't do is decide what Grandma's gonna do. I think there's almost like unless this is exactly the same every day, in which case maybe she knows, maybe she just kind of waits to see what grandma chooses to do that morning, and then she makes sure that everything else is done between the three of us.
Very cool. So, Grandma, do you think that you're just going to hang out until like the last minute?
No, she actually makes some other sauce because she does not give the recipe to anybody yet.
That's an
Very
awesome,
cool.
awesome.
Very cool. So we can go ahead and split up these tasks right now. So who's going to clean the floors?
So I think the manual labor stuff is mostly going to be me, right? So cleaning the floors, the bathrooms, the windows. So the first three. So I don't think I might know how to prep. I'm sure I do, being the child of a restaurant family.
Yeah.
But dad can probably do it faster. Mom can probably do it faster. And it's probably more efficient to be me doing the cleaning stuff. So really a lot of the ones until receive deliveries might be the ones that I'm doing. And we're actually not going to get to receive deliveries because we've already been stocked, I think. Right. So.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and figure out how to do this.
We can just like.
There we go. Got one.
Go. Yeah, you can copy paste.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we don't have to receive deliveries, but the delivery boy is going to come by anyway.
Right. Okay. So I can do the cleaning, the condiments, the counters, and the napkins as well. I think that would be something that I might do. Maybe grandma will help in part, but a lot of that manual stuff sounds like stuff that I would be doing. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of work. Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, very cool. And what's everyone else doing?
I feel like that Hing and you might be doing some of the prep work side by side. So like I could see one of us peeling vegetables while the other one's prepping seafood, and one of us simmering the soup while the other one's making dumplings. I don't know, those both sort of seem like we kind of trade off, because that's like 3 hours of work each, and one kind of, you finish one, you go on to the other, and then a little while later the other person finishes their thing and goes on to the other. So like I think King would be all about the peeling the veggies and simmering the soup. That sound good to you? Doing the seafood and the dumplings?
Yes. And then, also maybe making the rice.
Yeah, we still have a couple hours, so.
Very cool. And grandma's getting the mother sauce ready?
And she's going to make sure each pantry station's ready. However, I don't know if she'll be able to hang the barbecue by herself.
I think Hing will hang the barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still got 2 hours left in my day, my morning.
Very cool. So usually you don't receive deliveries on this day, but Sam, as you're going through all the stuff that you're doing, you're just like cleaning the condiments, making sure like all the stuff is restocked and cleaned up. The delivery boy comes through the door and he's desperately looking for you. His name is Little Shrimp.
Oh, hey, Little Shrimp, what's up?
Hey, are your parents here?
Yeah, but they're busy. They're prepping all the food. Why are you here? You're not supposed to be here till like Thursday or something.
Yeah, so kind of, sort of. Well, your dad hasn't checked the deliveries yet, right?
No, I mean, I just put them in the pantry where they always go. Why? What happened?
So I kind of forgot half of your deliveries, and the stuff that you got is kind of not right.
Oh, well, I don't want you to get in trouble. So do you have it with you now? I've got a couple minutes. We can get that past my dad. It's okay.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have anything on me. I kind of lost it.
How do you lose like half a pig? How I don't understand.
I don't know. I just forgot it. Things happen.
Well,
I'm really tired all the time.
why are you so tired?
Oh, just it's been a rough couple of nights. Just yeah, I'm just tired. And then little shrimp's just like trying to just like hide something in his pocket.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to make up for this. This is it's your duty. This is your duty to bring us this food. We can't run a restaurant without this food. How are you gonna make that up to my family?
Can you just pretend that everything's okay? Can we just pretend that nothing happened?
I'm not gonna be able to pretend if there's no shrimp in there for the dumplings, if there's no chives. I can't just make that stuff up.
I mean, maybe you could. Maybe you could just say, like, the customers ate it all or something.
I can't do that. I'm not gonna lie for you, little shrimp.
Um, do you want to roll to see if you can convince Little Shrimp to, like, tell the truth and fess up?
Sure. How many dice do I need to roll?
All six. So you're
Six.
rolling 6 from your family pool,
Oh, right.
and you're taking the highest number.
I think
So
King is every once in a while like punctuating some of the conversation by being like, "Don't forget the this." Like Windex was invented in 1933. I just looked up, so it's like, don't forget to use the Windex. So it's brand new.
right. So / roll space 66K1. Boom. I
Damn.
got a
Ooh.
6.
Oof. Okay. Describe what happens. Describe how you succeed in this.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually gonna grab him by the ear, like Grandma used to grab him by the ear, and tug on it and say, "Little shrimp, you need to own up to this. I can't make this go away. You're gonna have to talk to my dad. You don't want to talk to my grandma, do you?
He's just like, no, definitely not. Nope,
So you
nope.
better talk to my dad. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring my grandma in."
Okay.
Pull him by the ear and say, "Dad, little shrimp has something he needs to tell you right now."
Oh yeah, what's a little shrimp doing? And I think King comes out and he's got some long stocky vegetable like a bok choy or something like that. He's been stripping, and so he's got like the stalk and like one leaf in his hand, and he comes out. It's like what and I think, let's see, what assumption do I have when I see a little shrimp being here on a day that's not the delivery day?
And I've got him by the ear.
He's definitely messed up. Something.
Yeah, I think I mean, I clearly don't assume that he's done what he's done, but I'm like, little shrimp, you weren't saying anything untoward towards my child, were you?
Oh, no, never. Of course not.
That's
no.
good. Because
Yeah.
if he was, then you did the right thing. But if he wasn't, then I don't know if you're doing the right thing. See,
Right. Thanks.
I'm responding to like the ear, and like he comes out and then immediately he's like, so, because he's like only looking halfway at Little Shrimp, because even somebody like Little Shrimp, he was embarrassed about this mole. So Little Shrimp, what have you got to say for yourself?
Well, remember that last delivery I kind of dropped off?
Yeah, Thursdays. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it all in the back.
Yeah, you got.
All the fish.
Yeah. I'm sure it's great. It's only half of it.
What?
What?
Fish soup. Wait. Sorry,
What?
I was distracted.
What? Did you say something?
I think you said something.
Oh no, I thought you said something.
I said fish soup. Don't you like fish soup?
Oh yeah, I love fish soup.
Fish soup's so good.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go. So I'll see y'all later.
I don't let go of the ear. You're not going anywhere. Little shrimp, my family's business depends on you.
What's Wang Yi doing right now? Is she hearing all of this?
I think after a moment, she kind of hears a little bit of commotion, so she's gonna put the shrimp that she's prepping down and wipe her hands on the tea towel and come out to see what's going on.
Little Shrimp was just telling us about fish soup.
Oh, well, fish soup is great.
Yeah, he likes it too.
Dad, I think little shrimp was telling you about a little bit more than just fish soup.
Oh, he's telling us about the delivery.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna
rapid
make
delivery.
some fish soup out of that delivery.
Uh,
Did
yeah,
you
fish
you
soup.
wanted?
Dad.
Was there
But
something I missed?
it's not Thursday. So little
I
shrimp, what are
know.
you doing
What are
here?
you doing here? I'm awkwardly like keep rotating my head more and more. It's like because he is there. I'm like gotta. Yeah, little shrimp. What are you doing here?
So I dropped off some stuff on Thursday, including the fish,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of sort of forgot half of that delivery.
You mean like you forgot what was in it?
No, I left half of it somewhere else.
Where did you leave it?
I don't know.
See what I mean, Mom? I don't know what to do.
Well, you're going to have to bring us the rest of the delivery. We have a restaurant to run. We have customers to feed. Very hungry people.
I can go to
I've
my.
made Silver Dragon's delivery yet?
Well, that's the thing. I forgot Silver Dragon's delivery too.
How did you lose this much food?
I don't know. It just happened.
All of it or half of it? How much of Silver Dragon's delivery did you lose?
Well, I dropped off maybe some pork, but that's about it.
Okay, well then.
At least that's not as bad as I thought.
Out of curiosity, like when he does the drop off, it's normally I assume like several different kind of bundles, right? Like various things kind of wrapped up, and it's not like one box of food. It's lots of different parcels. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a bunch of different boxes.
Yeah.
But like with different things in them.
Yeah. And he normally, where does he deliver from? Like across town? Is it like?
He delivers from the grocery store that's like down the street. We have like a special deal with them. But if you were to go and purchase food from the grocery store, like there by yourself, then you wouldn't get that special deal. It wouldn't be like
Right. They'll sell to other restaurants at a discount.
Yeah.
Little Shrimp, if you don't get us our delivery, we are going to tell the grocery store, and you're not going to have a job.
Okay.
Maybe you want to try to remember where you left it?
Well,
did your friends get high and eat it?
Well, no.
Little Shrimp. Tell the truth.
I just slept in and, just sort of forgot a lot of things. And I'm here now. I'm trying to make up for it. I'm trying to do the right thing.
Little Shrimp, what's that in your pocket?
Nothing.
Dad, I think he has something in his pocket.
Well, Little Shrimp, you don't want me to reach in your pocket. That'd get weird.
Are you going to try and convince him to take the thing out?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna I'm like doing that thing where I'm like leaning my hand. I'm like, you don't want this. I don't want this. Nobody wants this. It's gonna get weird. You don't want my hand in your pocket.
Are you gonna roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll, and I think I'm negotiating.
Okay, cool.
Like it's a business transaction. So yeah, let's do the thing. Sorry, I've got too many windows. I got all the streaming windows open. So all right, I'm rolling the family dice, right? Because
yes, cool. I'll do 6.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
What'd you get? I can't see.
I got a 3.
You got a 3. Okay, so you did not fail, because if it's a failure, it's like less than 3. Okay. So let me see. So something. Hang on 1 minute. Sorry.
No, it's not wrong.
Just trying to find this
Can
thing.
you see his rolls?
I cannot see the rolls because I don't know how to get rid of the chat things, like the chat icons.
Don't know how to get rid of the chat.
We can tell you.
Yeah, just tell me where he rolls.
Yeah.
I'll believe
You
it.
got a 3 A 1, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 3. Okay.
Yeah, but we only care about the high one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So a somewhat positive outcome happens to the player character. They succeed, but something bad happens. So Little Shrimp, terrified, gives you what's in his pocket, but it's also covered in oyster sauce, so it's kind of gross.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
It was just like, ooh.
Because I'm holding like the bok choy in one hand, so then like now that I have oyster sauce, I'm like, oh, now we got oyster sauce on the bok choy, and like there's just like not enough hands to put like here, and I want to like hand it off to somebody, but like it doesn't matter because the damage is done.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what the book is it
book.
says, the book is covered in oyster sauce. Is a book on the occult.
Dun, dun, dun.
So at this point, does Grandma see this, or does she? What's going on with Grandma?
She was outside smoking, like she does, and then hearing all the commotion going on in the back, like near the kitchen, she walks over and she's like, "What's going on? Why aren't y'all prepping?"
This Little Shrimp has been pulling some pranks, and now he's got a book of pranks right here.
Little Shrimp.
What language is it written in? Is it in Cantonese or in English or another language?
Yeah, it's in Chinese. So,
cool.
And Grandma would probably recognize it.
She just takes it out of the oyster sauce and all, and just puts.
Yeah, I'm like, see, pranks.
She just shoots Little Shrimp a glare and just like starts flipping through it and trying to see what's about.
So in the book, there's some stuff about, it's your typical stuff, raising the dead.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Striking fear in the hearts of your enemies, that kind of thing.
Okay. She's like, why do you have this?
I don't know. I found it.
Where'd you find it?
You know what? I didn't find it. Wangxi gave it to me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Don't lie.
I totally did not.
Don't lie.
I'm not the liar here. You're the liar here.
No, I'm not the liar. Anyway, I gotta go because my manager is probably worried about me. And
I think your manager might need to hear that you haven't delivered the right food to us or to the Silver Dragon restaurant.
What?
Yeah, that's right, Grandma.
Right.
Little Shrimp has messed up everything.
I only messed up a little bit.
Are there any good recipes in there? Like Hang is sort of looking over your shoulder, like raise the dead, right? It looks sort of like it's instructions, like do this step, do this step. Is there any good new recipes in that? Maybe.
She sort of just bats him away. Who just goes to the book and hands it to him. She's like, I need to have a talk with your manager, Little Shrimp.
Okay, I'll go get him right now.
No, I'm going with you. And she trades spots with Sam by taking Little Shrimp by the ear.
Nice.
And just starts marching down the street towards the
Nice.
All right.
Who is Lamb the mother of? Yi or Hing?
Yi.
Yi. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. He's Hing. Wrong one.
Hing.
Hing.
It should be Hing.
Okay, so you're my mother. Okay, perfect. No, I love it. That's great.
Okay, cool. So at this point, so we're going into the afternoon now. So I'm just going to move this dice over to the afternoon when service happens. So Little Shrimp and Grandma are going to the manager, and service is starting over at the restaurant. So the first customers that are sitting down are a young white couple in their late 20s. They come to the restaurant every so often because it's sort of like a thrill for them. So they sit down at their usual spot and they start ordering from the menu.
Did you say because it's a thrill for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like exciting for them to be there.
They've exotified the whole experience.
It's exotic, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go over and with my best American accent, say, hi, folks. How are you doing? What can I do for you today? It's a great day out there, isn't it?
So the woman, Helen, just like giggles a little bit and she's just like, "Yes, it's great. Do you have a menu?"
Sure, I can get you the menu. And you can see on the window over there, we have all of our specials listed out there. So take a look at that while I come back with the menu. So I go get the menu for them.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that I've been the one to I've been handwriting these menus for many, many years to practice my penmanship as my own parents. Oh my God. So just so you know, my mother and father, this is totally out of character. My mother and father sent me a letter in first year university and it said, "Dear Senfeng, I hope you are keeping up with your penmanship." Okay, back in character. And I've written these menus by hand for many, many years to practice my English spelling and writing of those things. And so I'm quite proud of them. And I've done the calligraphy around them and all that kind of stuff. And Grandma's helped me. And then we get them printed en masse somehow. I don't know how in the 20s, but we've done that. And I've done as much as by hand as possible. And I do all the signage for the shop as well. And so I bring this back to them and I hand them the menu and I say, when you need something, please let me know. Would you like some tea or water?
They both giggle and they're just like, "Can we get some tea?"
Great, I'll be right back with tea. So I go get them tea.
Very cool. And what are mom and dad doing?
I imagine that the Hing is sort of like behind the grill, the stove. Like he has his brand new wok spatula that he's very excited about, and is yeah. So I think he's like ready to start cooking, and definitely wants C to sell them on like the specials because we have them slightly. The rates for those are slightly higher. Like the specials are a little more expensive than the regular dishes. Yeah.
So I come back and I'm going to ask Mom, Mom, what can we actually make that's on the menu?
And he looks over what she has prepped so far. Sell them on seafood or vegetables, but no pork.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can do that, but we'll see.
Tell them it's a bad day for pork. Just say it like that.
I don't think that's a good idea, Dad. I don't think that's a good idea. They might think we have bad pork.
No, just say it's bad luck for pork.
It's unlucky to have pork today. They'll believe you.
Why would they believe me?
And like Hing is looking at them, and like I feel like this is one of those things where he's probably said often that they're idiots, but like doesn't want to ostracize his own child who wants to he very much knows like your desires are to connect with people. It's like, just trust me, they'll believe you. If you say it, they'll believe you. It's a bad luck for pork today. Or I can come out and say it.
Maybe it'd be better if you said it, because I don't like lying to people, Dad.
Well, it is a bad luck day for pork. We didn't get any. It's not a lie.
You're just fiddling with things again. Okay, you tell them.
All right. Yeah, so I think we Hing goes out and they're the only people in the restaurant right now, right? Like it's gonna fill up, but yeah,
it's gonna start filling up soon because there are some regulars that come to the restaurant pretty often. And right now is like a little slower than usual, but nice. People start.
Yeah, so I go out and I tell them, I'm like, it's your lucky day. We have our seafood vegetable special. I get 2 of those for you.
They both look at you and they're just like, no, we want the pork.
Oh, no. Bad day for pork. Unlucky day. Today's Monday. Not a good day for pork.
They like,
never have pork on a Monday.
They look at each other and they're just like, wait a second.
Don't you see Jade Garden on the sign?
But it says menu. It says on the menu that you have pork.
I'm letting you in on a secret. Pork's a bad idea. I can get you pork if you want. Do you want that?
They like look at each other and they just like their eyes suddenly like widen and they're just like, oh. And then they realize that maybe this restaurant's not as clean as they thought it would be.
Oh.
And they start getting up.
Oh.
Are you gonna try and convince them to stay?
Yeah. I'm like, no. It's just an unlucky day for pork.
And so I run into the room and oh, no. Please don't leave. My dad isn't saying that pork is dirty here. My dad is saying that we don't serve pork on Monday. It's very unlucky. Very
as soon as you say the word dirty, they're just like, oh God. And they're just like walking towards the door.
But it's not dirty.
It's not. I think I'm gonna try and lure them in by being like, wait, hold on a second, and like, come back out with like a big ladle full, like haven't served it yet, served the fish soup yet, but like a ladle full of it. And like, smell this, it's delicious, and like try and like woo them and like with the smell, with the actual food itself, because gotta make it food.
Do you want to roll for that?
Yeah, I do. I really want to roll for that.
So go ahead and roll the 66.
Cool. Let's see what I can do. I got a 6.
They're very impressed by this whole spectacle somehow.
Yeah, right.
And they're just like, they're looking at each other and they're just like, do you want to just stay? I mean, I don't want to go Silver Dragon. And then the other one's just like, okay, fine. So they sit back down.
Nice. And we go over and I thank them for staying. Thank you so much for trusting in Jade Garden. Jade Garden is much better than Silver Dragon. You'll see.
Very cool. So
as Joe says, Silver Dragon sucks.
Fucking Silver Dragon. That's right.
So let's go see what Grandma's doing. So where are you right now with Little Shrimp?
I think Mary or Wang Lam pulled Little Shrimp back to the market and demanded for the manager, still holding on to Little Shrimp until the manager got there.
So you're waiting for the manager and a few minutes go by and that becomes half an hour, that becomes an hour, and that slowly becomes 2 hours. And
where is your manager?
Listen, I don't know. Usually they're on time, but
You know. Tomorrow, I'm coming back. And she finally lets go of his ear.
Oh my God. It's like, I'm sure it's like red and throbbing right now.
He like breathes a sigh of relief and he's just like, oh, thank God. I'm so glad that you didn't find out about the bugs.
Find out about the what?
The what?
You just said bugs.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
No, you just said bugs.
I'm not old. I mean, I am old, but I'm not deaf.
What? I thought you just said, no, I didn't say bugs. I didn't say anything.
She's just going to give him a look that's going to bore into his soul. And like, that grandma look who like eventually like you'll cave.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to roll any?
Yeah. What do I roll? The family dice or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll the family dice. So 66.
Ooh, I got a 6.
So it terrifies him. You have seen into his soul, and he's just like, oh my God, Grandma, I'm so sorry. I sort of maybe kind of said something in that book. Listen, I just found it, okay? I found it on the street, and I might have said something in that book because I wanted to mess around with it, and now there are bugs in the deliveries.
She's just still looking at him, just in disbelief, disbelief, and anger, all mixed into one. And she just like bores her eyes into him as he's saying all this.
I tried cleaning it up.
And she's gonna give him another look and just walk out. He doesn't deserve any more words.
All right. So you get back to the restaurant. By this time, we're going to move into evening. So it's been a few hours. It's now dinner time. The dinner rush is there. It is packed. But you don't see, it's packed like it usually is, but there are a couple of people that you expect to be there that aren't there.
Hmm.
Wang Yi, what's what seems a little off about today?
Other than the people not being there,
Yeah.
the regulars. I think maybe the weather is a little off today. Like it seems like maybe there's a storm coming, and so it's possible people maybe didn't want to walk or they wanted to stay inside just in case it did start
Okay.
raining and thundering.
All right, cool. Where are you standing right now? In the kitchen or in the front of the restaurant or?
I think if Hing does most of the like on the grill and the cooking, then during the rush hour, then Yi is kind of in the front helping people get settled and menus and even taking some orders.
Okay, great. And so as you're welcoming people into the restaurant and like taking orders and stuff, this one person steps into the restaurant and they look a little disheveled. They're very pale looking, pale to the point where he almost looks green.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize this person as being one of the family members from Silver Dragon, Silver Garden.
Silver Dragon.
Silver Dragon. Okay, Silver Dragon.
A family member, you said, from Silver
Yeah.
Dragon? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know them? Do I know their name or?
You recognize them, but you don't know their name. You don't know much about them. You just know that they work at Silver Dragon.
Okay. Since it's busy, I'm going to move in a little closer so that hopefully our conversation isn't overheard since they're looking a little disheveled. I'm not sure what's going on and just ask. So can I help you?
So he just mumbles. Yeah, table.
Okay, of course, right this way. And I'm gonna put him in a table kind of in the far back of the restaurant.
Is that closer to the kitchen or
closer
is that
to the kitchen?
Okay, cool. And he sits down and he looks like he's gonna like throw up.
Oh. That would be very bad. You don't look like you're feeling well. Can I get you some water or some tea?
He just like shakes his head.
Okay. I think Yi at this point is going to go in and tell Hing what's going on.
Cool.
So Hing, come here for a second.
He kind of crouches in conspiratorially, but with his face twisted. Yes, dear.
Peek out there. See the man at the table? He does not look well.
Why is there a sick man? How old is he? Is he young? Is he?
He's like maybe in his late 30s.
Okay, all right. Why is there a sick man in our restaurant? Hold on, I know him. Doesn't he work for Silver Dragon?
I think he does. I was trying to seat him in the back away from the other customers, and as he sat down, he looked even more ill.
He's trying whatever he's got. He's trying to make our customers sick. Sabotage.
It is sabotage. How do we get him out of here?
We can't have him go through the customers again. I'll take him back to the kitchen. There's presumably a door out the back.
Of kitchen, course there is.
Right? Yes. There has to be. So you can go out and smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Grandma gonna go pop a squat?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So, who, Kristen, who between us normally like does this kind of thing? Is this job for Hing? Is this a job that Lee would normally do, or is this?
I think it depends on the customer.
Yeah.
So I think Yi can try. Like I'll go in first, and then if it doesn't work, then you can come out as kind of like the muscle.
He's totally not a muscle, but yeah, I love it. It's great.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get him out the back door. Just keep an eye on us.
Make sure he doesn't cough on anything.
I'll make sure he doesn't cough on anything. Oh, I can't believe this sabotage. So she goes back over to the table. Sir, how are you feeling?
Not well.
Okay, why don't you come with me? I have the perfect thing that's gonna make you feel better. Just follow me.
My whole family is liars.
Hey, Grandma hasn't lied yet.
Grandma's straight shooter.
I
know.
Yeah, and out of game, I know from experience, parenting is lying a lot. So
Yes, you're right, it kind of is.
So just as he's getting up, you see like a little worm that's like coming out of his mouth, like just poking out.
Okay, so without flinching, without missing a beat, she just wipes the worm from the side of his mouth and ushers him to the back. She's has a child. She's dealt with illness before.
Right.
She wants this man out of the restaurant.
You see gross stuff, you're just like, wipe that off.
Yep. We're moving on.
All right, awesome. I'm just gonna say you succeeded that because you've been through this before. All right, awesome. So he's out of the restaurant. Meanwhile, what is Sam doing? Does Sam see all of this?
No, because it's rush hour. So Sam has been running around like a chicken with his head cut off, making sure everybody's seated and served and their menus and refilling the water, refilling the tea, doing the best he can. What is the cultural complement of the restaurant at this time? Is it vastly Americans?
The later it gets, the more of the Cantonese neighborhood comes into the restaurant.
Okay, so we're switching languages and food style kind of as it gets later into the night.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool. So what time of night is it currently?
Let's say it's around like 10 p.m.
Oh, okay. So it's getting actually quite late.
Yeah.
So we're clearing out of the American customers and we're seeing more of the Chinese customers come in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm still busy seating them all, talking to them, but I really do want to practice my English. So even when it is Chinese customers that come in, I greet them and seat them and serve them in English as much as I can. I'm sure that is not making them very happy.
Okay, great. So as you're seeing some people, you recognize one of them being an ex-Tong member.
So I is this somebody who I've seated already, or is this somebody who's waiting? Sorry.
Someone who's waiting, and they are pissed off. They've been waiting for a long time, or it's actually 10 minutes, but they are pissed off.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't be made to wait. They're a big, fancy Tong person. Is there anybody in front of them?
There are a few people, like, just family, or you mean that are seated already, or
no, that are waiting to be seated. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a couple of people, but not too many.
Okay, so I go to the lineup, and as ingratiatingly as I can, if that's even a word, I apologize to everybody for waiting. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's a very busy night here. We'll get to you as we get to you, and I'm going to be seating these people right now, and I bring the next family over to their seats as we've cleared out this I guess mom has got rid of somebody already, so we've got a whole table near the back waiting for the next diners. So there we go. So I'm going to bring them back to there, and hopefully I don't meet the eye of the Tong member. I'm kind of afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
I know his reputation around the neighborhood, and while I'm not directly addressing him when I say sorry, it's really meant for him.
He is still very angry, and he's just like huffing and puffing. He's just like, fine. Finally, I guess, seat.
Okay. So is he next in line?
Yeah, he's like next in line.
Okay, so hey, welcome to Wong's Jade Garden. How can I help you?
I want a seat.
Perfect. Here's a seat right here for you. And
no, I want that one. And he's pointing towards like this big round table with like full of people still.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That family was seated just a while ago. They're still waiting for their food. But we have a lovely table over here. And I point him over to the table that I was originally going to give him anyway. It's the only table that we have empty right now.
Grandma,
Yeah.
are you in the restaurant at this point?
I think she's come back, so she's floating around talking to people, sort of doing front stuff, and then like we'll like weave into the kitchen and then like weave back. But she's also trying to find the book. She forgot where she put it, but for now she's trying to put on face and like act like nothing happened.
All right.
The occult book? You forgot where the occult book was?
Yeah, it's currently wedged because you handed it back to Hing, and it's currently wedged in the kitchen door because the doorstop was we lost the doorstop. So
Of course we did. We just marked the lost doorstop as our first decay because
yeah. So it's like wedged, and so what it is like the book itself is too thick for the door, so the book is opened about 20 pages, and that's been shoved underneath the book, so it forms like this little like wedge. So if you recognize the back cover of the book, you would recognize it. That's what Hing's
not
done.
looking on the ground for the book.
It's also covered in oyster sauce still.
Right.
That's why Hing made use of it, because he doesn't have use for ghost stories.
As someone who loves books, this hurts my soul.
I'm sorry. I'm saying horrible things.
You're saying horrible things about books. But since she couldn't find it and she's not gonna like really try to look for it right now, she's just gonna do the usual like rounds. So I think she's coming back into the front now and seeing what's going on.
Wang Lam, are you going to try to segue into this interaction between the Tong member and your grandchild?
Yeah. Once she sees what's going on and the Tong member's not having it, she's gonna go up there and start firing in Cantonese, saying like, "Look, this is the only table we have. If you don't want it, then please leave."
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Grandma doesn't take anything from anybody, especially no Tong members.
He's like staring you down. He's just like
she's too old
looking
for
at you. And there's like a quick stare off between the two, I think. Do you want to roll to see if you succeed?
Yeah, let me roll. I got another 6.
Nice.
Yeah, 6
All right.
3 of them.
Yeah, I did.
The Tong member quivers a little bit and starts walking off, and he's just like, you know what? I'm not that hungry anyway. I'm just gonna go. And so he walks
please
away.
come back when you are hungry.
He
Have a
walks
good
away.
she just says firmly in Cantonese after.
As he's walking away, you notice that there's another person in the restaurant follows him out of the restaurant. And it's not like, they're friends or anything. They don't know each other, but he's just like the other, the customer's just like following him out. And it's a little weird.
She just sticks her head out and just sort of just watches them for a second from the doorway.
And they're arguing with each other. So the person that walked out doesn't look like they're doing much, but the Tong member is just like yelling full force at this one person.
What's the wordage?
You can't hear.
I can't hear. I just see them yelling.
Yeah, it's just like just like waving arms and like they're obviously fighting, or it's obvious that the Tong member is fighting this person.
Is it within my vicinity of the restaurant?
No, it's like just outside on the street.
All right. She doesn't care.
Restaurant potential.
Like, I don't care. If they're in front of the restaurant, she would have words, but like,
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Should we chase off with a broom or something? I don't know.
All right. So we're moving into the dead of night. So people are clearing out the restaurant, and
See you later.
everyone's sort of, piling out at this point. You hear screaming outside though. And it's kind of weird that, this is happening, because despite all the noise, you're living in a city it's still sort of weird to hear this, really high-pitched scream.
Oh, okay, so it's a high-pitched scream, like a
Yeah.
fearful scream as opposed to like an angry scream?
Like a fearful scream, yeah.
Do we
Okay.
all hear it?
Whoever's out in the front of the restaurant.
Okay, so I guess that would be me and Grandma, are you there too?
Yeah, she's sweeping, so she clutches the broom and she's like, "Let's go check that out."
I know, you're so nosy. And I've been collecting all the money, all the payment, and stashing it in my apron. Because I'll
Don't
give
take it with you.
I'll give it to, well, so normally I think like Grandma counts it every night because that's what she does, right? I think that's what you do. Yeah. So I have it with me, and she's like, "Don't take it with you." But the scream, Grandma. If you want to check that out, we gotta go now.
Take the apron off.
Oh, okay. Take
Money
the
here.
apron off. I leave it on the table,
Ah.
and we're going out the door.
She takes it real quick and puts it like under, like behind, like I don't know where she puts it. She hides it real quick so it's not open inside.
Yeah, exactly.
And she sort of just like just slightly taps Sam in the back of the knee. She's like, "You gotta protect the money. You don't have to leave it out in plain sight."
Grandma, come on.
You have clearly worked in a retail job.
She hides it real quick and she's going.
Bring the broom. Bring the broom.
She just starts pushing you with it.
Okay.
Cool.
So we're out in the street now.
Okay, so you're out on the street. You see there are people, a couple of them are hopping and chasing after people.
What is going on? Grandma, what is this?
She's yelling in Cantonese. What's going on?
So all you see is just like people hopping and like chasing towards other people, and they're like tackling them down, and people on the floor, and they're just like, it looks like they're sucking the life force out of them.
Oh,
and
I know this because of who I am.
Yeah. So you see the the literal life force being sucked out, but your grandchild doesn't see this.
I just see people lying on top of other people.
Yeah.
Okay. Grandma, this is weird. We need to get back inside. This is not safe.
Go call the cops. Cops. Go call. We don't have phones. Wait, hold on a second. Go inside.
Okay.
She's just gonna she's gonna start marching over and get the broom, and she's like, "Get out of here! Shoot! Go!" And just start hitting the people I guess they're Jiangshis, and like she's just gonna start hitting them with the broom to like get off, make them get off the people and like run off.
Do you want to roll for that?
Yeah, what am I rolling?
Do I see Grandma doing this?
Yes. If you didn't run back in.
I'm pretty dutiful, so I've been trying to run back in, but do I see Grandma doing this? I hear her doing this.
I think you see her doing this too.
Grandma, what are you doing? And I run back to help her, but she's probably already started. So.
It's told that people yell for the cops in the street, so she's hearing belly like, "Stop, cops!" Like But she's also hitting, like trying to scoot them off with the broom.
All right. Did you roll?
Oh yeah. Am I supposed to roll family roll or what am I rolling?
Go ahead. Roll family roll.
Oh, I got another 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Killing.
So these Jiangshi, they look at, or we're not going to say what they are, but these weird hopping people look at you in fear, and they just like hop away from you.
And she's just like chasing after them with the broom. That's right. Get out of my area. Get off my street.
What are
Nice job,
what are the parents doing right now?
I think they're talking about the day, maybe sort of like going through like what. Oh, I think we're talking about what we're gonna make tomorrow, because today was like hard, like hard, and we're gonna have even less. Like we're gonna have to go to market. We're gonna have to go to market tomorrow morning, and that means one of us can't help the store. So yeah, that's what I imagine Hing is concerned about.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. So let's move into the next day.
Cool.
Oh, and by the way, by the time I get back and we're done cleaning, I'm gonna try to find the book again. I'm like, I knew I had it somewhere. What happened to the book? And she's just like, ask him.
What book?
Before I go to bed, I'm going to write some poems about the day's event. I'll write the poems and I'll tell you all about them later.
Nice.
But Young Lamb's looking for the book again to see if she can read it.
I think she can totally find it. It's just like it's not like King is trying to hide it from her. It didn't like register on his radar as like an important thing.
As she finds it, she's like, "Really?
Don't pull that out. We need to keep that door open. It gets too stuffy back here. I need a draft."
She just takes the book and just wipes the rest of the oyster sauce on his sleeve and just takes it upstairs with her.
If this kitchen gets too hot and catches on fire and burns this whole building down,
she's already gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Should
we take a break? Should we take a couple minute break before we come?
Yeah. Before we move into the next day, let's go ahead and do that.
Awesome. Cool, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes. This has been tons and tons of fun, and we'll see you all very soon.